let's discuss some price predictions for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, really the entire cryptocurrency market cap for 2025. Let's go ahead and get straight into this. And we're going to start off with Bitcoin. Now, with Bitcoin, there's a few different ways that we could see the cycle playing out. We discussed some of those scenarios recently in a video talking about, well, what happens if we have a market cycle peak in March or April? What happens if we have a market cycle peak in October, November, December next year, for example? And a lot of that depends on, of course, where you think the market's going to go, right? Are we going to see macro deteriorate faster or later? Because it will deteriorate. It always does, of course. And this is the Bitcoin chart with the pi cycle on it. So the pi cycle has been the most accurate Bitcoin top signal basically for the previous few cycles. There's a lot of other things you can bring into the NUPL, the MVRVZ score, and a whole bunch of other stuff. However, pi cycle definitely not one to fade. Now the current trajectories for the pi cycle put it coming into a top somewhere around like May or June. It's not perfectly drawn there, of course, but that gives us a top around May or June. It may even happen sooner if price moves faster. If price moves slower, it delays the sell signal, basically, for Bitcoin. So, potentially, we look at a market cycle peak in March, April, or later in the year, and that may affect the total final price number, but my thesis for this cycle has been that we could see Bitcoin rise to about $200,000 to $250,000 per coin. So here's the Fibonacci extensions here. We've also got an orange line here drawn from the previous market cycle peaks going right up. That brings us around $250,000, $280,000 by the end of next year. That's a sort of a fun trend line to think about. Doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to get there, but it is interesting that that line does kind of line up with, well, where our Fibonacci key targets are. You can see already on this particular rally, we've come up to hit the 1.618 Fibonacci line. Look at that. So that's the blue line on the chart here, the 1.618. That's where price has initially topped out at for an interim local peak for the price of Bitcoin. However long it takes us to recover beyond that, start pushing higher is a different question. But that was the first major stopping point here for BTC, as we discussed previously many times. It would be a key area to watch out for. The next leg up can bring us up to the 150K zone. Now, I made my video breaking down the potential price action the other day. Said, well, there's potential that Bitcoin's going to top out between like 150 and 180, for example, which would see us basically get to the 2.618 line, but not quite to the 3.618 line. Okay? Now, that would be based on just sort of, yeah, we get the earlier March, April top. We don't get quite enough momentum to that extra 250% extra on top of Bitcoin. But we could still, even in that short time period, see that kind of move because Bitcoin has put in those exact kind of moves in the past. So targeting in that scenario, potentially at $200,000 Bitcoin top. Maybe 150K is just the next logical stop for a March, April local top before a final top later in the year. Now, before we get into Ethereum and all the other altcoins to discuss, real quick, if you're a cryptocurrency trader, you might want to look into getting yourself an account over on BitUnix. Now, these guys are a no KYC exchange, meaning that you can come over here and trade with your privacy. Okay, no KYC, no VPN, just create an account using the link down below in the description where you're going to get exclusive bonuses. More on that in a second. Create your account, deposit your crypto coins, start trading. It's that easy. They have all the top altcoins, deep liquidity across all the major pairs. You can actually over here and trade with some size, which I know for some of you guys is definitely something to keep in mind. It's an insane bonus that you are going to get exclusively using that link down below in the description, and that is that you will get a 20% deposit rebate. So if you deposit $1,000, you're gonna get $200 back into your account. Deposit $2,000, get $400 back. And if you start doing some real trading volume, you can get up to 100 million Pepe coins. 100 million Pepe coins. That's absolutely bonkers, man. So if you're a cryptocurrency trader, you're looking for a great place to trade, especially with no KYC, or maybe you just want to try out a new exchange, get some sweet deposit bonuses, get some sweet Pepe coins, link down below in the description. Thank you very much. Now, Ethereum. Ethereum is in this gargantuan triangle right here. We had our initial attempt at a break of that triangle. It was rejected viciously on the recent downturn, with ETH dropping from $4,100 down to $31,000 drop basically in a couple of days. Brutal, Ethereum, brutal. Ethereum, the depths of pain and suffering for Ethereum holders, of which I am one, knows no bounds. Anyway, we will break out of this triangle at some point, probably on the next attempt. When we break out, it's got a massive upside target. In fact, about $4,000 from the breakout point. So if we break out at $3,800, then technical target's actually around $7,800, which interestingly coincides with where the 1.618 Fibonacci line is. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Potential targets then become, for the cycle, peak prices. I gotta just really underline that here for you on all these sort of statements, is that these price targets are pico price targets. We're gonna be there for minutes, hours, maybe a few days max, and then boom, it's over. Okay? No one knows exactly when the music is gonna stop. You know, does Ethereum actually get up here to $15,413, or does it stop here at like $13,825 or some BS like that? Or does it slightly overshoot and gets to $16,000, but not quite as high as $17,000, which would be the 4.236, for example? No one knows exactly when the music is going to stop, okay? But these Fibonacci tools have been very useful in previous cycles on helping us spot these tops. So once we break out beyond 4,800 for ETH, the next target is at 7,500. After that, 11,000. Final potential target, 15K for ETH this cycle, okay? Let's talk about the total three. And I want to point out the Fibonacci here because you guys are thinking, oh, come on, Lark, it's going to really all be the same. I know. Look, there's no perfect indicator in the markets, and just because Fibonacci has been incredibly accurate at helping us get peak cycle price targets before, doesn't mean it's going to be that case again, okay? It doesn't. But let's have a look here because this is absolutely crazy. So this is the total crypto market cap, okay? So this is drawn from the 2018 peak to the 2018 bottom. What do we see here? First major area of taking profits came in at the 1.618 line. 2.618 line, another major area of seeing a big dip. And guess what? Where did the price peak at on the first major rally in 2021? Right at the 3.618 Fibonacci line is where the price literally topped out at for the total cryptocurrency market cap. And the final hurrah rally got us up to the 4.236, not beyond it. So had you simply watched this and sold at the 3.618 mercilessly, you would have made so much money. So much money. And we all know it's even crazier. If you go back and draw the Fibonacci's for Bitcoin 2017 top to 2018 bottom and extrapolate that to future prices for the 2021 cycle, hits it perfectly. Ethereum, exact same thing. In fact, Ethereum was so shockingly accurate that it came within like literally a few dollars of the 3.618 Fibonacci line. So personally, not something I plan on fading this cycle, and I think is worth paying attention to. Again, no tool is perfect or infallible, but it's certainly worth paying some attention to. Now, the total cryptocurrency market cap had a breakout from beyond $3 trillion, got up to $3.7 trillion the other day. Gosh darn, that's crazy. Came back down for a brutal, disgusting, fat retracement, which was actually just a retest of the previous all-time high over here. That's very curious, isn't it? Technically speaking, is a bullish retest. Despite the fact that you're probably not going to feel like that's a bullish retest, that's technically a bullish retest. Key areas moving forward, $4 trillion market cap, $6.7 trillion market cap, and $9 trillion market cap with a $10 trillion at the potential pico make a top, okay? So a lot of people talk about the $10 trillion market cap target, and maybe we do get to $10 trillion. Maybe we get this sort of really peak price here. But if we get up to 9 trillion, that gives us a lot of those price targets that we're looking at: 250K BTC, 15K ETH, et cetera, and they all hit at exactly the same time. You get 250K BTC, Bitcoin starts retracing 2 weeks later, ETH tops out at 15K, and then everything goes to shit after that, and we all go back to the times of pain and suffering. Total 3. This is a total market cap of everything excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum. So your altcoins, right? Your altcoins. Altcoins just got rejected bigly right back here. Look at this. Look at that crazy rejection at the previous all-time high, by the way. Previous all-time high of the total 3, 1.15 trillion. We just got rejected there with ferocity, smashed back down, meaning, of course, wasn't quite time for a major altcoin move yet, okay? Right at resistance, we got smacked. Now, the potential targets bring us all the way up to $3.3 trillion, meaning that once we cross over that previous all-time high, that the altcoin market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay? So all the altcoins are going to basically triple in price. Now, for some of those coins, we're going to see 4 or 5x moves, you know, Solana, which we're going to break down here in a second. For some of these coins, this means they're going to make 20, 50, 100x moves, which sounds stupid to even say at this stage in the market cycle. Lark, this kind of gains can't happen in crypto. It's literally happened in every single market cycle. Maybe this time is different. Maybe this time is different. But there's that famous saying, this time is different, the 4 most dangerous words in investing, right? And people usually apply that to negative stuff. They don't usually apply it to positive stuff. But it's also true because human emotions tend to play out in similar fashions. Solana, let's have a look here. Solana, I think, goes up on an incredible rally. And look at this beautiful year-long triangle that formed up. Incredible breakout. And I know you don't want to accept it. I know you don't want to hear it because it's been so brutal in the last week. We went from 265 down to 175, almost a $100 drop in price, 30% retracement for Solana. It's a bullish retest at the top of the triangle, guys. I know you don't want to hear it, but that's what I'm seeing in the charts, okay? Potential price targets for Solana this cycle can take us as high as $950. There is a potential for an $1,100 Solana this cycle as well. At the pico top, 4.236 Fibonacci. Okay. Once we break out beyond the all-time high with some sort of definitive move, I think we got a few dollars over the previous all-time high, so nothing dramatic, right? But once we break over, let's say 270, then the next major target, 420, next major target after that, 680, and then 950 is probably a pretty good place to consider exiting your Solana positions. I know you're going to want to get greedy, but I'm going to hold for $1,000. Yeah, you and everybody else. You and everybody else holding for $1,000. You sell it now. You're the guy who wants. You want to be the guy who sells at 950, not waits for 1,000. Because when it gets to 1,000, suddenly you're like, holy shit, new paradigm. This thing's going to 2,000 now. Take the money and run, guys. Take the money and run. Not financial advice. Okay, XRP. What a beaten down asset. You know, I'm not the world's biggest XRP fan, but I got lots of love for the XRP community. You guys have been through some shit, man, with the SEC. It's been absolutely nuts. And, you know, a lot of hardcore people in the community who have held and kept believing, and you're going to be rewarded this cycle, okay? It's taken way too long. It shouldn't have been like this. It shouldn't have played out like this. And with the launch of the RLUSD stablecoin and stuff like this, you guys are finally going to see some excitement, okay? And retail, when they came back and everybody's downloaded the Coinbase app and stuff mid-November, retail showed very, very clearly they still like XRP. They want to buy XRP, and they're going to bid these bags up big time. This thing went up 400% or something like that, or 500% in just a few weeks' time. Now, this is what XRP does. XRP does monster gargantuan moves in a very short amount of time, then consolidates for weeks or even months. Months probably is going to be this situation before another gargantuan rally higher. Now, the next rally could take us up to $5 XRP, which 100% gains from here is not that insane, mind you. Cycle peak price probably going to come in somewhere between $8 and $10. The technical target at 3.618 is $11.50. Can it go quite that high? We shall see, of course, how high the dominance of XRP actually ends up running. But I think any targets really between sort of like, let's say, $6 to $10, probably going to be pretty great areas for considering to take profits, okay? And a potential theoretical high price of around $11.70. But let's see if that plays out or not. You know, maybe it's more reasonable to draw this, right? Because this is from all the way back in the 2018 cycle, right? And realistically, XRP should have done much better in 2021, but it didn't. It got its wings cut by the SEC. But maybe this is too far back. Maybe that's too much of ancient history to provide a really great price prediction, and maybe we should take it from the 2021 top and the 2022 bottom, which would give very interestingly. By the way, do you see where the 1.618 line is here, guys? And this is the reason that I talk about this, because look at that. The recent rally stalled out right at the 1.618 line based on using the last cycle, some more recent price action to draw out our targets here. But this only gives us an upper theoretical limit of around $6 to $7 for XRP, which I know a lot of XRP enthusiasts are going to say, that's simply not bullish enough. You're being silly. Come on, Lark, up your targets. Maybe. But I just want to give that for some additional perspective there, that perhaps because the previous cycle was muted, you haven't built the kind of base that you should have had built out to have a crazy, crazy run. But then maybe RLUSD is just going to be so bullish, and Trump's going to make it like the official something, something of America. And you never know. You never know. It could be irrationally bullish going forward, but those are just two things to keep in mind. And Dogecoin, of course, the king of all memes. Look at this bad boy. What a run it had. Again, another one of those just raging altcoins. Went from 8 cents up to 50 cents, basically. Gosh darn, when these things pump, they pump like crazy, don't they? Now, drawing the price targets in here, $1.20, $2, $2.50, and maybe, just maybe, you could say we could actually go up to like $3 at the peak price. I think a lot of people are going to probably overestimate how well Dogecoin's going to do, because I think, you know, well, okay, you got Elon and the Department of Government Efficiency now, and he's going to be shilling it all the time and stuff like that. But you guys got to keep in mind, this thing's worth currently, what, $50-60 billion or something like that, or maybe it's $30 billion today, whatever. It's a ridiculously high market cap meme coin, and it will do well this cycle. And I think if it can run, and you'll see again, much like XRP, it has these seasons where it just runs insanely and then does nothing for a while, and then it runs insanely again and then does nothing for a while. I mean, look at the last cycle. Look at this. Look at this. Absolute insanity. Okay, 2nd November 2020. It's 1/5 of a cent. Has a massive run up to 1 1.33 cents. Then it corrects massively. Another just 2 insane candles. Huge correction. And then it again it does it. Just insane. It's the price mechanics of how Doge works is just absolutely nuts. Anyway, I could see the price ending up in that sort of area here for Dogecoin near the end of the cycle, depending on how much Elon shilling we get, of course, and how much other meme coins will end up sucking liquidity away from something like Dogecoin, which is one of the big meme coin bets of last cycle. There weren't that many meme coins around. This time, the meme coin dilution is unfathomable. 50,000 meme coins a day being launched. So maybe Doge underperforms this cycle. We shall see. But anyway, those are the price targets for some of the major cryptocurrency assets, as well as the total cryptocurrency market cap itself. Let me know down below if you think these predictions are complete bullshit and I'm a complete idiot and I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. And that, Mark, what even talk about the market cycle's over? Or do you think maybe some of these ideas have merit? Let me know what you think, and I will see you back in the next one. Peace.